Have you ever walked around a big city and wondered what it looked like before it grew into the concrete, stone, and flesh mechanism it is today? It wasn't hard for me to picture it in Seattle, my first city, where the forests, beaches, and mountains live so close to its outskirts that a short drive would put you in a pre-Seattle northwestern landscape. But when I emigrated to London, the original landscape became harder to see, harder to imagine. I would escape the city on the weekends, taking long bike rides along canals and country lanes, discovering that the nature of human impact on the wilderness was very different in the UK than it was in the foothills of the Cascades. Back home, you could go to any bar on the Olympic Peninsula and meet someone whose father, grandfather, and great-grandfather were loggers, tree planters, or occasionally both. But in England, the countryside had been deforested by the Romans, leaving behind a country that was altered so long ago that what has replaced the woods has become a kind of a new natural, a wildness that has adapted to work alongside farms, small pockets of managed woodlands, and National Trust tea rooms. I love England with my whole heart, but it threw my ideas of nature, wildness, and the role humans play in it off-kilter. Decades later, I stumbled across Białowieża, which felt like the missing puzzle piece from my London daydreams. This is European wilderness, this preserve on the far eastern border of Poland. I spent hours staring at photos of lush green moss, fallen trees, mushrooms, and of course, bison. As a poet, there are a few words that, when combined, create a lightning-like zing inside of me. Beach smoke, birthday whiskey, and now I could add forest bison to my list. I knew I had to go to the forest. In the year between reading about Białowieża and actually going there, Russia invaded Ukraine. This is horrific on so many levels, my laptop flooding with photos of refugees streaming across the border into Poland. My friends in Krakow taking the train to Warsaw to help displaced families find places to go. Even in that first wave of refugees, there were stories of people being turned away from the Polish border. Ukrainians whose families were originally African, or college students from the Middle East who didn't look Ukrainian enough to be welcomed. Then, as a response to the EU sanctions against Russia, Belarus created a fake EU visa program to bring people escaping war in their own countries to Europe. People from Syria, Cameroon, and Iran brought what they thought were real visas, only to arrive in Belarus and be forced into camps before being pushed through the forest into Poland with no resources. Suddenly, the sleepy towns that surrounded the forest were filled with the lost, injured, and dead.
Hey, this is Bjørn Watkins. For this edition of the Jack Straw Bushwick Book Club partnership, I wrote a song for Nhatt Nichols' The Forest Bison called No Law, No Justice.
Polish forests have seen this before. Refugees stripped of all of their roots, hunted by hunger and monstrous men. Asylum reserved for the state-sanctioned faith. People starving is not politics. poison may outlast us. No bigotry to poison the herd. Across the world, manufactured silence.